Hello, phone in. I'm sitting here because Leah, my wife, has gone to the hairdressers and she's having her hair done. So I just wanted to pop on and talk to you all about the upcoming week. Also, what you felt and did you enjoy the event on Friday, yesterday, when we had our first in person live CEO in the studio, Paul Worley from ASTI, ASTI, Ascent Solar Technologies. And I wanted to know if you enjoyed it and how you felt about it and what you'd like me to do differently. Is there anything that you would have done differently? How should I do it going forward? And who should we get on the show next? Now, remember, I never invite anyone on the show. I don't believe in selling myself. I don't. I always believe on the policy of underselling and over delivering, always. And if you want a CEO live on the show, there's something that you care about. It's very, very easy for you to do that. You simply email investor relations and to tell them about the show and get a relationship going. And then eventually, when they're interested, put them on to me, and I'll get them on the show. That's how we got Paul Worley yesterday. It was done through you, the investors. Anyway, come into the chat. Let me see if I can see any comments here. Just a live tell-all Q&A. Let me press a few buttons here. I've not done it like this before. What does this do? Top chat, live chat. There we go. There's the live chat. What is the plus button? Start a poll. Okay, I can do a poll. There's my shop. Pin to the live stream. Tag products. I don't need to do that. I'm not going to be doing that today. What else have we got? 3 little dots. Share. I don't need to do that. I'm talking to you. So, okay, what does this button do? Press this one here. Highlight saved to your channel as unlisted video. What does that mean there? Highlight. At least 1 minute of videos need to start a highlight. Oh, I see. Okay, that's what a highlight is. I think that's it. All right, what do you think is going to happen to Enphase? Great. Our first question. This is from Rodrigo Lopez. Great. Thank you very much for starting me off. Thank you. Enphase, if we look at the balance sheet and we look at the customers and we look at the future of solar, it's looking very, very bright. The sun is always going to shine, and solar is without doubt the future. I think that Enphase is probably best placed than any solar company to lead in that field in the United States and around the world. It's one of the most successful global solar businesses in the world. Very confident with management. Everything that has happened recently with the downturn on the stock has been expected. We knew that the stock would go down. This wasn't a surprise to anyone. It was a surprise to traders, but it wasn't a surprise to me as an investor. Full disclosure, I'm not in the stock. I used to be. I only own the S&P, and the reason for that is so that way you know I'm not pumping and dumping the stock. I'm not Meet Kevin. I don't own it and then try to hype it up. I don't own it. I do believe in it. I only own the S&P, and I'm fully invested that way. But I think it's a great company. I think it has a great future. I think it's being managed properly, and I believe it will swallow up the competition because of its margins. If you look at its margins and its net profit and its gross profit, it has a wide wide moat. That's what is described when you look at Robinhood, for instance. A wide moat is what we're talking about when it comes to profit. Their moat is very wide, so they can afford to reduce their prices if they want to and still make large profits. In fact, they rather just sell less right now and maintain those profits. That shows you how strong and confident they are. The reason why Enphase has come down recently is because recently we've had a lot of overbuying, a lot of people getting carried away because they know the stock is a 2x, a 3x. It got overbought. It got overbought too early, and I've always said it's another quarter away. On the next earnings, we'll start to see the benefits from Enphase. So, Rodrigo Lopez, to answer your question, what do you think is going to happen to Enphase? I think it's a great business. I think it's going to do very, very well, and I expect to see it go up dramatically automatically from here. Just got to give it some time. Okay, so who's next? What other question would you like? We're doing a live Q&A, tell all. Leah's getting her hair done. I'm at home, bored, and I wanted to come on and talk to my online family, answer questions, and provide any service wherever I can. So I'm just simply sat here at home on a Saturday afternoon. Please do tap the like button. I've got 2 likes so far, 22 watching. I'm doing it for the first time like this on my phone. It's a little bit different. So if you want to ask a question, come into the chat. I can see all the comments. I've only got 1 so far. Let me make sure I've got it right. Top chat and live chat. Yes, I do. Only 1 comment and 2 likes. I'll see it if you do it live. But we are going to prepare now for the upcoming week. Sensei will be live on Sunday, 3 p.m. Central on this channel. Do join him because you can ask him to do a chart, and he's really, really good on this. He's very, very accurate. He'll be live on Sunday, 3 p.m. Central Time, which is 10 p.m. UK time, doing a chart for you for whatever stock that you request. And I think a lot of people are going to ask about ASTI. ASTI were on the show on Friday, and as expected, we got a really big audience for it. It was the very first one we did live in person. And the stock pumped on expected news. People were just using the interview to pump up the stock and then dump it afterwards. So I think it's now oversold and provides great opportunity on Monday for trading. So join Sensei on Sunday to find those trade positions. Here we go. Do you work on your 3rd anniversary? Do your work on your 3rd anniversary mug? Absolutely, Zach Zay. That's a great idea. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'm going to the studio tomorrow. There will be a 3rd anniversary mug. I know many of my Lucasades are collecting the mugs. Thank you for that, Zach Zay. Well done on yesterday's interview. I hope that was from William. Thank you, William. I hope that you've had a chance to look at the edited video. It's on the homepage. Go and check it out. It was the very first time. There were a few things I'd learned and I couldn't possibly know until we did it. There was reflection in Paul's glasses. We fixed that. And the audio, his audio was a lot lower during the live show. If you go back now and watch the edited version, it's a lot tighter. And hopefully if you share that one around and do a super thanks underneath, it will promote it. And I'm sure that we're going to get a bounce on Monday on the stock. I think it got oversold and people used the interview to pump it and dump it. And now I think there's opportunity on Monday. Great opportunity. The stock is massively oversold. And I think Sensei will show you those buy zones and support lines and resistance lines on Sunday, on Sunday's show with Sensei. Jeremy N. Enphase. I just answered. Excuse me, I got some in my eye. I just answered a question. Our first question was about Enphase. If you rewind back to the beginning, I spent about 5 minutes talking about Enphase. Please go back to there. If there's a specific question you want to ask, please feel free, and I'll answer it for you now. It's a live Q&A, tell all, so ask me anything. But if you rewind to the beginning, you will get a detailed answer on Enphase. John Boy, I have no idea what that means. I've got no idea what that means. William, impressive that you got the man to come in. Well done. Your channel will grow well. Yeah, a lot of people criticized the fact that he flew all the way across the country to be with me. What a waste of time. Well, he didn't think so. He's the CEO. He's the man with the money. He's the man who owns the company, as we all do, of course. But he's the man in charge, and he felt it was worthwhile, and he was very happy with it. I've already heard back from the office. They were thrilled to do it. They want to do it again. Other CEOs have already contacted me. So CEOs, the people that run the businesses, find it useful. I'm sorry that some of the trolls didn't. What's really silly is the trolls that didn't like it couldn't be bothered to ask him a question. How often do you get the chance to speak directly with a CEO? You don't get that on Bloomberg, CNBC, Yahoo Finance, BBC, CNN or Fox. But with us, you do get a chance to speak directly to the CEO. And I've got many more that want to speak, many more CEOs that want to do it. So there you go. Jeremy, okay. Oops, today just banged the chair. Okay, will do, says Jeremy. Mike, hello, Mine. How you doing? Love to have you here. I think interview went very well. Thank you. If you look at the edited video, it's a lot tighter. I've tidied it up, made it sound a lot better, look a lot better, and I've made a lot of notes for lessons to be learned for the next time. I am planning on interviewing Elon Musk, and Elon Musk will be in my studio. Sir Richard Branson. I've got many plans for great CEOs in the future. They're all coming. They all want to do it. I'm very excited about it. And if you are watching right now and you want your favorite CEO on the show, not only will you be able to speak to them if you want to, if you're a member of my channel, it's only $2 to be a member of my channel after all. You can speak directly to your favorite CEO, but more importantly, the video will trend. If you go into YouTube today and type in ASTI stock, I rank #1 in the world for that search term. The first 4 videos all belong to this channel. CEOs like that, and they know it ranks higher than CNBC, Bloomberg, and all the other places. That's why they want to do it. So if you've got a favorite stock, a favorite CEO you would like to talk to, simply go to the investor relations pages on their websites and find investor relations, email them, say, I'm an investor, I'm very passionate about your company, I'd love to see you on Martyn Lucas Meet the CEO show. Talk backwards and forwards. They will respond to you, and then once they've responded to you, you can give them my email and they'll contact me. I've got about 6 at the moment wanting to come on the show, and we're in discussion with those at the moment. Let's have a look. Ticker GWAV. What is the question? Team Fusion. You set a high bar. William, you set a high bar. Well, that's very kind of you. I hope we can improve on it, though, and get better and better each time. Came in late. Plug Power at the moment knows only one direction. When will the stock manipulation stop? Well, I've been speaking to those manipulators today on X. Lots of people keep inviting me into their groups on Facebook, different groups on Reddit, wanting me to speak about Plug, as long as I keep saying it's great and one way only. Be very careful. There are a lot of manipulators, a lot of Russian oligarchs. I've been inundated by it. Lots, and I can tell from my geographics on my channel who watches, where they come from, and so on and so forth. I refuse to be involved in those groups. I won't take payment of any description, whether it's super chats or sponsorship, to talk highly of a company. I will simply tell the truth. I will tell you exactly how it is. Plug Power is a great business, and I hope to interview the CEO as well. I hope to have him on the show. It's another one that has been contacted by you, the investors, and now we're in negotiations with Plug to have them on the show. And they'll either fly into the studio or they'll be on an online call. Plug Power is a great business. However, and I said it over and over again, it won't do well until the next quarter. The next quarter, we're going to see much better news. People overbought it, pumped it up just to dump it. It's not being invested, it's being traded. There's a great difference between being an investor and a trader. And as you saw today, if you saw my short a few moments ago, I've just hit $100,000, all from 5,000 3 years ago, when, remember, nobody was watching me the first year and a half. I earned zero, had no money to invest at all. I've now just hit $100,000, and I've never shorted a stock or never done options. That's simply by investing in great businesses and never selling. I've got no intention of ever selling any of my shares, at least for the next 5 years. I'm building up to $1 million live on the show. Crypto 21, synthetics and shorting is rife. Synthetics and shorting is rife. Are you talking about Plug? Just rephrase your question. Yeah, we got them covered. Team Fusion. GWAV, Greenwave Technology Solutions. I asked your thoughts are on this. Team Fusion, I need to do another review on it. It's been a while, I think, since I reviewed it. If you are a member of the channel and you super chat me above $1, it'll go about 7 down the list. I'm doing more reviews on Monday. It's a review day on Monday. If you super chat more than $10, it'll go to the top of the list and be done on Monday. So you could do a super chat during this show, and I will do it for you on Monday first. Or anywhere below $10, it will be down in the list. Liam, good afternoon, Martin. What a wonderful surprise this afternoon. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Leah's having her hair done, and I wanted to come and say hello to everybody. Appreciate you all. Miss you all when I'm not with you. One thing I wanted to say is, if you do a job that you love to do. You never work a day in your life. Find something in life that you would do for free. I do this for free. I love doing it. I would do it for free or do it to get paid, as I proved that for the first year and a half. So find something in life that you love to do for free and you never work a day in your life. Thank you for your honesty about Plug. You're very, very welcome. Today, I'll tell you something. Today, I was messaged on X, formerly Twitter. We've got to stop saying that, haven't we? Everyone knows it's X. Let's make it the last time I say formerly Twitter. Today on X, if you go and look at my account, you'll see that I commented backwards and forwards with someone who's I know who they are. They were the same people that invited me to the group, of the Plug group. And this particular Xer has 9,000 followers, and you go, ooh, that sounds good. 9,000 followers must have some influence on Plug when their main subject is Plug power. Interesting that somebody would build a whole X account around one stock, unless they have ulterior motives or they work there. Well, they don't work there. And if you look closely, and it doesn't take much to look very closely, if you look, you'll see they have 9,000 followers, and they're following 9,000 people. Sadly, lots of people are hungry to get followers. They don't care who they follow, and follow for follow. If I followed everybody, I would have 100,000 followers. It'd be absolutely ridiculous. As you know, I only follow myself on my music channel and Sensei. The reason for that is to give quality to our engagement. I'd love to follow my friends here, but if I do, it will weaken the value of the X account. I do it for a living. It's my job. So I don't do follow for follow. I don't, and I'll never do that. Whereas this person was trying to get me to influence the stock. He follows 9,000 people and 9,000 follow him. That's a complete and utter waste of time. Don't ever do that unless you're trying to, unless you don't care if you grow or not. Anyway, let me, Anita, how are you? One of my members. I'm not sure I can read that out, your full name there, but hi to you. Just bragging, me and one of my friends is planning on starting a 3D visual production company in which I have all the technical knowledge, skills, and hardware to do so. How do we decide the roles for each other? How do you decide the roles for each other? Me and my friend just planning a 3D visual production company in which I have all the technical knowledge, skill, and hardware. How do we decide the roles? I'm sorry, I've got no idea. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know anything about you, I'm afraid. I do provide one-on-one video support to help you build a YouTube channel if you are serious, but I don't understand the question. 20 Crypto 21 38 in here. Hit the like button, please do. If you hit the like button, it'll go up and start to get suggested on YouTube. We've got 9 likes at the moment with 43 watching. It'd be nice if you tap the like button. That'd be very nice. Smoky Fats, I used to do that on TikTok. What was that, like for like? Yeah, the same thing on TikTok. I have 38,000 followers, and I follow me, my music channel. That's it. Because if you're doing it for fun, it doesn't matter, like who you want. But if you're doing it for a business, trying to actually be effective, then your ratio of likes to follows is really critical for people that are going to follow you, engage with you, sponsorship, partnerships. CEOs, for example, would not come on my show. Paul Worley would not have got on a plane and flown across America to speak to me if I have 26,000 subscribers, which is what I have, but I then subscribe to 26,000 other channels. There'd be no credibility to my channel, so I don't do it. So it's very, very important if you're building a business, don't subscribe and follow everybody for the sake of it, because nobody is going to take you seriously, and all you do is damage your account. Follow for follow and unfollow after you gain. That's the worst thing you can do. That shows analytics back to the platform that you're basically either a bot or a scammer. Again, it's a very, very weak, lazy way. Nothing in life comes easy, and anything that does come easy isn't worth it. I've worked 12 hours a day on this for 3 years, and that's why now I'm growing and my portfolio on Robinhood is $100,000, and I've got all these followers, and I'm building a business. Don't follow for follow and unfollow. It's rude. It's inconsistent. It destroys your credibility with the platform. And what was the point? That's what the what's it called? The Truth network's all about with Donald Trump. Everybody on there has a million followers. Everyone follows everyone, and no one engages with anybody. It's just a completely pointless waste of time. It's like Facebook. Everybody wants to be your friend, but nobody wants to talk to you. It's a completely waste of time. You're only wasting your own time. Andreas, how do you think the market will be like in the next 12 months? Will we see a recession? Is the best time to invest in an ETF or wait for a big drop? Well, that's a very easy question to answer. The markets are extremely manipulated. I'm extremely confident in my positions. In fact, I would go as far as saying I'm 100% confident in my positions. I'm also in margin. I've still got $21,000 of margin. Let me explain. I have been saying for 18 months, the summer of 2024, which is where we are now, the rates would come down. Now, contrary to what trolls are saying, Martyn Lucas keeps saying the rates are going to come down in the next 18 months. Well, that's not what I said. I said 18 months ago that the rates would come down in the summer of 2024. That is now, and I'm going to be 100% right. Why do I believe that, and why did I say it ahead of everybody else? And I did say it ahead of everyone else because all you've got to do is read the numbers. When we watch the FOMC report, it's not what Jerome Powell says, it's what he doesn't say, and what he's and the tone of his voice, and how he's addressed at the Q&A by the press afterwards. Most people know, those that understand the markets, where the markets are going and what is happening. No one can predict outside macro conditions, but most people who understand how this thing works know where things are going. It's why so much money is sat on the sidelines, billions of dollars is sat on the sidelines. It's why the S&P is outperforming the markets this year. Everyone knows what's going to happen. However, everyone likes to manipulate for their own benefit. I watch a lot of business news and in between my shows, and I read a lot. I read lots and lots. And I have seen countless times Bloomberg, CNBC, Jim Cramer, Mad Money, Working Lunch, all of the final trades. One day they're predicting a rate cut. Next day the rates are going to go up. Now the rates are going to cut. But then they're going to go up. They say this because they want to appeal to everybody and don't upset anyone and keep a broad market and broad audience, because how they make their money is from broadcasting on TV. However, I couldn't care less whether you watch, subscribe, or whatever. I hope you do, because I want to earn money. This is my job. However, I'm not going to say what you want to hear just because you want to hear it if it's not true. The fact of the matter is, rates are coming down because inflation has dropped like a stone. Unfortunately, the United States is using a backward measurement. The rest of the world is using a forward measurement, and we know it. The reason why we're still up when we should have come down on the last quarter, on the last FOMC, even though I said we won't today, we'll come down on the next FOMC, which will be in July. I believe it. At the very latest, September. That's still the summer. After that, it would move into autumn and winter, so I'd be wrong. But I do believe the rates will come down in July, if not the very, very latest September. It's not my job to predict the future by the day. I don't need to, but I know the rates are coming down. So is it a good time to buy now? Always. I am never out of the market. I'm always fully invested. It's very simple. Very, very simple. If I put my money in the bank, of which I have none in the bank, all of my money is invested, every penny. I use Robinhood as my bank. I'm waiting for the gold card to come out, which I will use as my main form of payment for whatever I want. I don't have any money. I have a Bank of America account with $10 in it. I have a Lloyds Bank account in England with about $10 in it. I have a Chase Bank account with $0 in it. I only have it for the Amazon credit card. All of my money is insured up to 2.5 million or 3 million, I think it is, with Robinhood, which is more than the bank. It doesn't earn me any interest in the banks. What's the point? It sits in Robinhood, and I'm fully invested. Because if I took all the money and left it in uninvested cash, I would be earning 5%, which 5.2, which is great, better than the bank. But on average, the S&P makes between 10 and 13% if you include inflation, which I like to do because that is the real value of the money. So I have 13.5% built into my target to reach $1 million in 6 years and 100,000 by the end of this year. In fact, we achieved it on Friday, so I've already achieved that goal. It's best to be in the market. Now, we've had a great run on the S&P this year, so you might say, well, I'm going to sit on the sidelines now and I'm going to wait. It's not really unexpected. It's exactly as expected. Because if you study since the beginning of time to today, and I've looked at all the charts and all the rest of it, and the history of the S&P, you will see, even though we have an average of between 10 and 13, depending on how you measure it, it always comes with years that do 20, 30% one year, and then the next year, they just go flat for a while, or maybe 1 or 2%. So on average, you do get the 10 to 13, but you do get these good years. Now, when you get the good years like this, you want to be in the market, which I am in. I used margin. I used $28,000. I'm now down to 21. But now we're going up and up and up. I am not buying. I only buy when we come down. So I'm fully in, not going to sell a single share, at least for the next 5 years. I'm fully in, and what I'm doing now is just paying down my margin. My margin was at 28 a few months ago. It's now down at 21, and hopefully within the next 6 months, it'll be back down to 0. By that point, we'll be going sideways, and I'll be building up cash for the next go. Now, you might say, well, why don't I wait for a downturn? At the end of the day, the economy always grows over time. I'm not trying to time the market. I don't need to, because long term, I'm always going to be up anyway, and I'm going to achieve my goal. So it's always a good time to be in the markets. What I do, however, to catch the best deal, if it makes any difference, and it's very slim, to be honest, the most important thing is to be in the market, is when the markets dip, not because of a performance on a single company, but a macro condition, like we've seen with the invasion from Iran to Israel. The markets went down. We see the markets dip on an FOMC report during the meeting and then back up again. When Donald Trump said a United States would come to an end in 48 hours. All these things provide an opportunity to buy a dip, which is what I do. But I don't go overboard with my margin. It's always calculated, it's always balanced. I always have to be able to pay it off within a few months. If it's going to take me 2 or 3 years to pay it off, that's not wise. So I hope that answers your question when it comes to, is it a good time to be in the market now? Should I wait? It's better to buy on the way up. Overall, we all want to catch the best price, but when companies are growing, that's a good time to buy, but don't chase the stock. People often think it's a good time to buy when stocks are going down. Yes, you're not fully understanding the full implication of that. If stocks are going down, it may be because they aren't doing the business anymore and they're not doing so well. So just because the stock price goes down doesn't mean it's a great time to buy. If a business is growing, like I've said before, I would rather buy Virgin Galactic at $20 knowing it's going to 100 than buy it for 50 cents not knowing if it was going to go bankrupt. So it's far, far better to buy if a stock is now performing better than it's ever been than to wait for it to underperform. Rody, thoughts on Holo? Holo's a load of rubbish. It's a scam stock. It's got no value at all. Don't touch it. Team Fusion, can you explain what shorting is? And can you explain what split stocks? Is that correct? What is margin? I am lost when you talk about this. Fusion. Well, if you go onto my channel and type Martyn Lucas Investor margin, you will find a video I've done explaining all about margin. I've lived through margin. I've explained it in great detail what margin's about. I've been margin called, if only technically. I was never actually margin called, but technically I was. You need to go and watch the video. Martyn Lucas Investor, search on YouTube and type in margin. You'll get the answer to that one. What was the other one? Could you repeat it? It's just gone through too quickly. Could you repeat it again? There was another question you asked about reverse splits. Reverse splits is when a stock goes below $1 for a period of time. Some say it's 30 days, 90 days. It's not cut and dried. They can apply to the SEC for all kinds of extensions and conditions, but basically the stock is in trouble. It's being reverse split. Now, when a stock forward splits, it means the stock has got so high that it needs to forward split. Doesn't have to, but it makes the stock more available to those who can't fractional share. Makes it easy for those. Also makes it easy for those that want to do a contract, because a contract, options trading, is 100 shares of a stock. So you don't benefit initially by a forward or a reverse split. Let me explain. A loaf of bread is your part of the company. Imagine a bakery and all the bread in the bakery was the whole business. You have a loaf of bread. You have a piece of the company. If you divide that loaf of bread into 20 individual slices, you've now got 20 slices where you had one before. Does that make sense? That's what a split is. Forward, you get you get more shares, and then you reverse, you get less shares. I'm getting confused by saying it so quickly. I'm confusing myself. But essentially, when you split 20 for 1, you add 20, you've now got 1. 20 slices of bread became 1 slice of bread, which is what we've just got with Virgin Galactic. Essentially, what you need to know is a forward split is often good, a reverse split is often bad. It's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of correction. It's not a good thing. And then, of course, the markets can play that accordingly. Hustle Brothers, no problem, mate. Roddy, will Bolo go above 150 anytime soon? Your opinion? Bolo, B-O-L. Do you mean Holo? I've done a review on Holo. If you type Martyn Lucas Investor, just get more comfortable. If you type in Martyn Lucas Investor, Holo, you'll see I've done a full review on the stock, and you can go and check it out. Roddy, I hope that'll help you. Is my message visible to anyone? My questions are being ignored. Anita, no, they're not being ignored. I just read it out. I'm just getting a lot of questions, and I'm trying to read everyone's questions. Andreas, are you in crypto? What's your thoughts about Bitcoin? I was, and I sold all my Bitcoin at $70,000. I'm out of Bitcoin now completely. I've sold it. I've only got a few meme coins and a bit of XRP left, around about $1,000, but I've sold all of my Bitcoin. My ledger is empty, reformatted, and my Coinbase wallet is empty, completely gone. I've sold all my Bitcoin. I sold it at 70,000. I announced it on X when I was doing it. Before I did it, told everybody I'm now selling it. It's going to go down, and it's gone down ever since. It's a belief system, and now there are much greater opportunities in the market, much, much greater opportunities without the risk. So no, I've sold all of my Bitcoin. And if I'd been up to a couple of dollars on my XRP, I would have sold that as well. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you, Mike, for doing your due diligence today as king moderator in the channel. I can't see what the messages are. Let me have a quick look what you just deleted. Let me have a look. Oh, I see. Someone's being rude towards our guest. I think that's silly. I would like to comment, actually, on Paul Worley, the CEO. First of all, he wasn't late. Many people said he was late. He wasn't late at all. I was going to go early initially to build up the event. I decided not to and focus on other things. So he wasn't late. I then made the time change for when he was actually going to be in the studio. And actually, he was in my studio 20 minutes early. So Paul wasn't late. Second of all, those that didn't like the interview or thought it was rubbish or thought Paul was rubbish and all the rest of it, have really missed an opportunity, because they had the opportunity to put their thoughts directly to Paul, and they chose not to do so, which is a bit crazy when you think about it. They had the opportunity to do so for a couple of dollars as a member, that's all, and they chose not to. I've got many plans to talk to many more CEOs, including I will have eventually Elon Musk in my studio. I've got some big plans. I am talking to his office. I am talking to Richard Branson's office, and if you'd like to have your favorite CEO on the show, you can do it. And all you have to do is go to investor relations. They all want to be on the show. They love it. They've said to me they love doing it. Paul Worley flew all the way across the United States to be here and talk to me in person. They do love doing it, and there's many more that want to do it. So if you want to promote your favorite stock and rank #1 for it on YouTube, which I do, if you go ASTI stock, you'll see I rank #1, and I rank #1 for nearly all the stocks. So it promotes the stocks, and you, as my audience, get the chance to talk to your favorite CEO. You'll never get the chance to do that on any other channel, any other network. Meet Kevin can't make that happen. Graham Stepan doesn't make that happen. I make that happen for all of the Lucas Aids, all of our members. For a couple of bucks, be a member, and that's a service. So then why complain afterwards and say he was rubbish and this, that, and the other if you wasted the opportunity to ask him a question? You had the chance to ask him a question, and you decide just to rant afterwards. That is the very definition of stupidity and insanity. I've no idea why you'd waste your time doing that. I would rather be constructive, use my time wisely, speak to the CEO and say, hey, what about my investment? Rather than just rant and rave in the comment section. I think that's the very definition of insanity. Anyway, next one. Agreed, it was a great interview. Team Fusion. Thank you very much. It's a lot better now on the edited version. I've not edited anything out other than improved the audio experience. It's my first time, and I wasn't prepared for the anti-reflection glasses, which made it go in and out of focus. Now it's much better. I've edited it, and I've also improved the audio. His microphone was a lot lower than mine. That was my mistake as well. I should have prepared that better, but I've learned that lesson. So go and check the edited version out, and if you want to promote it, do a super thanks, and it will promote the video as well. Asti has no product for sale. It's like getting invested. Or missed the comment. It went too far. Could you repeat that, Martin? I'm not. Oops. Let me just see that. I just missed one. Martin, I'm not being negative when I ask this, but couldn't the interview have been conducted on Skype or Zoom? The presentation was no different than the previous interviews. Yes, it could have been done via Skype and Zoom. You're absolutely right. Yeah, of course it could have done. But the CEOs have expressed to me they would like to meet me, which is wonderful. They want to come to the studio. I get the chance to have a private conversation and get to know the CEO. I feel honored about that. It also gives a level of quality and class, I think, to the show that people want to come into the studio rather than just phone in. So no, I don't. It's not a criticism, Liam. You're very entitled to ask your question, but Paul regarded it as a great opportunity. And I of course did. And it's entirely up to them. Whichever way they want to do it, they are very, very welcome. R3A, you look like Chad. I have no idea who Chad is. Serrano, if you have time, can you answer my question, please? Do you have a degree in economics, accounting, or mathematics? I will just say I went all the way in my education, my school, college, university. Yes, I went all the way, all the way. I'll just leave it like that. I can count. I also run my own company. I've traveled all over the world with a successful company. I had my own Vegas show, my own show in England as the World Piano Man. So, yeah, I think I can count. Martin, you said Asti, SpaceX, BS, no mention of Elon Musk, CEO. Never heard of Elon Musk as Asti CEO is drunk. Okay. You're entitled to your comment. I'm surprised that Mike didn't think you were rude there. You're lucky you got through there. But Martin, you said Asti, SpaceX. Okay, we talked about SpaceX. What I put in the comment in the title was we'll talk about SpaceX. Did I say that Asti was doing a deal with SpaceX? No. Has Asti employed somebody who worked at SpaceX? Yes. If you understand the business, you would have known that, and that was explained also in the video. And we did discuss SpaceX. So there we go. Let me just see that a minute. CEO never heard of Elon Musk. That's not true, is it? That's not true, is it? He had heard of Elon Musk, so I don't know why you're saying that. Also, the CEO was drunk. Well, I know one of my moderators did just hide that, and thank you for doing a good job, Sensei. But the CEO was not drunk. He was actually having a cold, and he also had an allergy. He'd just flown across the United States. It's pretty rough here at the moment in Dallas. It's very, very hot. The studio is very hot, and he had an allergy attack. But he decided to come on air and talk to the investors rather than cancel the show. So a little bit of decency would go a long way from you, I think. R38, Rocket is the future a P in that. I'm not sure I understood the question. Loving the stream. Sensei Crypto. Hello, mate. How you doing? Just talking about you tomorrow. The interview yesterday was a huge success. We had, I think, 300 people watch it live, which was by far our most popular live stream of an interview. And now people are starting to watch the improved edited version. And I have said, if they join you on Sunday, would you do a chart for ASTI as what people did? And I feel quite honored, actually, and quite humbled the fact this happened. And you can't deny it didn't happen. People traded on our interview, no question. The stock rallied 30% leading up to the interview and up to the interview start, and then dumped all the way back down, because I don't know, people were expecting him to announce that he's just put $1 gazillion on Mars and he's going to go and pick it up in a golden basket. So the stock dumped, but what it did do, Sensei, is it oversold and went down lower than what it was before. I've spoken to the office, and they were happy. They're not dismayed by that at all. They felt they did a good performance, because if you look at our poll on X, you said and you voted that you are more inclined to buy the stock now. So that's pretty cool. And also, you enjoyed Paul's performance. So that's great as well. And you gave it a strong buy rating as well. If everyone could tap the like button, it will really help this channel grow. Thank you so much indeed. So Sensei, would you cover the stock and the chart position, the buy and sell, the resistance and support lines on your show tomorrow? I'm sure you'll get a really good audience for it. If you say yes, I'll promote it and make sure everyone knows about it for tomorrow's show at 3 p.m. Central on this channel, preparing everyone for Monday. I feel a great opportunity taking the stock up from where it is right now. Rocket Lab R3A, what is your question? Brian Bynum, which CEO should I pursue? Brian, anyone, all of them, every single one, because some won't respond, some won't want to do it, but I would email them all. The more knowledge, the more power, the better it is. Absolutely. What you can do is actually do a template email to investor relations, XYZ business. I am an investor. Please be honest. Don't just do it if you're not an investor. Let's keep it real and honest and really authentic. Do an email. I'm an investor in your company. I think you would do very well being on Martyn Lucas Investor. He's interviewed lots of CEOs, many more. He has plans to interview Sir Richard Branson, Elon Musk, whatever you want. And you can also give them the video link to invite the CEO, or you can use the one we just did with Paul as a link if you want to. And he would love to talk to you. He doesn't promote the stock. What he does do is share your story to the world, and he often ranks #1 for the stock on YouTube. And of course they want to get involved. Of course they want to be on the show. All right? And they will talk back to you because you are their investor. They're going to reply back to you more than me trying to sell myself, because I don't do that. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's the right way to go forward. People will sell for you with their own reasons, because you're an investor, right? Backwards and forwards, and then you can give them my email, martin@martynlucas.com, and they will then email me. And every single CEO it's been on the show has been down to you. You have made it happen, and that's the way we'll do it all the way through. Even Elon Musk and Richard Branson, they'll know of me, they'll see of my post, they'll see the interviews, but they will come because you have asked them to be on the show. So Brian, invite anyone you like. Go to Investor Relations and do it. Let's have a look. Okay, fair enough, Martyn. You have a talent as a presenter, but not as a financial journalism. Well, that's up to you to decide. At the end of the day, I'm an entertainer. I bring people together. I provide a very unique style of show that gives CEOs the opportunity to talk to their investors. It's open, it's real, it's honest. Call me a chat show host, call me whatever you like, but they do like to do it, and they want to do it more than going on Bloomberg and CNBC. And from an investment point of view, I've gone from 5,000 to 100,000. I think I've done all right. So you're entitled to your opinion, and that's absolutely fine. I don't proclaim to be the best at anything, but what I am the best at is getting the job done, never giving up, always being here, and always delivering everything I've always promised. That I can guarantee I am the best at. No one can come close to me. And the reason is I'm not a YouTuber. I care about people because I've met millions of people in person with my shows around the world. I care about people. I love working. I love helping people. And I never, ever give up. I will never give up. I will never go away, never give up. So I am the best at that. You are quite open about all your business. That's rare, but highly appreciated. Do you agree? Do you regret? This is from Andreas. Do you regret in any investment you had? And if you had to pick a stock to put all your money, what safe bet would you choose? Great question, Andreas. I've never regretted anything. In my life, I've lost both of my parents, lost my kids, lost my home. Lost my wife, got divorced, went bankrupt once. So I've had some disasters. However, every single thing is there as a challenge and makes you stronger, and you learn from it. I lost $30,000 on Virgin Galactic, $5,000, nearly $3,500, $4,000 on Virgin Orbit. Lost money on loads of stocks, just like everybody. And I'm glad I did first. If at the beginning I'd made money, I would have thought I was invincible and I was the greatest investor of all time, and then I'd have come down with a bloody great bump. So making mistakes is a good thing. You learn from it. You don't learn anything from getting easy money, free money. How many times have people come on my channel and said, I've just bought the greatest stock in the world and now I've made millions? And then they gamble it on something else, they lose, they can't pay the tax bill, and now they're bankrupt because they've got a debt they can't pay. That's never going to happen to me. I've got no car loan, no mortgage, and I'm making money all the time. So do I have any regrets? None whatsoever. What I believe in is the biggest investment you make is yourself. You, your business, your work. The stock market is not a cash machine or a casino. It's a place to make money from money. And what I mean by that is, and I'm going to explain this, recently it's been very, very difficult for me and Leah. Bills are going up through the roof. Property taxes are going up through the roof. And we live in Tornado Alley. And our house insurance is going up tenfold because we are in Tornado Alley. We've had a couple of roofs replaced. We are spending fortunes on bills at the moment, just like a lot of people. Things are very expensive. So life is very difficult. So what I've been doing, I've been working as hard as I can to build up my channel to make money and invest. Now, yesterday, on Friday, I hit $100,000. My portfolio now earns me, without doing anything, $10,000 a year. So I've said to Leah, now I have more money to help and contribute and bring those bills down. Not because I've suddenly won the lottery or I've suddenly found more money. No, because now my money is making money. It needed time to mature. You don't have money to spend money. You have money to make money. Money has to make money. Money has to pay its way. When money can start paying its way, the money it makes, you can start to spend. That's the money you can start to spend. That way, my $100,000, even if I took $10,000 out of it every year, would remain at $100,000. I won't spend the money I'm making on YouTube. That'll be invested. I have $10,000 to spend. Now, ideally, I'll keep earning more money and I'll have 100,000, 200,000. By next year, I could be at 200,000. That's going to be a bit tight. More like 180,000, 180,000 next year. Then I'll earn 18,000 a year. The point is, your money has to make money before you spend money. Now, you might go, well, that's easy to say, right? I've got bills. I need to spend money now. I started investing after I built the foundations. I built the foundations by working on cruise ships for years, dollar by dollar by dollar, earning those earning those tips to pay off my mortgage. Pay off my mortgage, I own the house, I own my own home. I have no car loan, I have no credit cards, I have no debts. So now I could start investing. How do I invest? Well, at the time I was working, doing my shows. That got cancelled because of COVID. So I thought, sod it. Now what am I going to do? I don't work for anybody. I've always worked for myself. Let me build another business. So I decided to build a YouTube channel, which is not a YouTube channel. I just broadcast on YouTube. It's a TV channel. And I aim to be the best, most honest live TV channel in the world with my CEOs. That's what I'm trying to do. So I built that up. First year and a half earning nothing, making lots of mistakes with my savings I put in, buying the wrong shares, making all the wrong decisions. I learned getting margin called or very close to. I made lots of mistakes, but it got better and better and better. So now I don't lose money anymore. Now I'm investing. So the biggest investment is you, but do it once you've built your foundation. Build your foundation. Live on bread and water. Live on the minimum. Don't spend any money. Save, save, save. Own your house. Own your car. Get out of debt. Get straight. And then you can build the business, and then you invest. And then when the investment has started to pay for itself, the money is now earning money. Now you have money to spend for the very first time. And let me tell you how important that is and that realization of that. I used to run a multi-million pound business, one night in Vegas, toured all over the world. We earned a lot of money. I never had any money because it cost thousands and thousands a day to run it. I had a big orchestra, showgirls, we toured all over the world. Eventually, because of Lehman Brothers and the banking crisis and Ed the Shred in Royal Bank of Scotland, we had a credit crunch. Nobody went to the theatre. My business went bankrupt. When my business went bankrupt, in fact, it didn't go bankrupt. I knew it would have gone if I'd kept going. I declared myself bankrupt to stop it from continuing. I wanted to get on and rebuild. So I took the decision, even though I had a perfect credit score and everything was perfect, I decided to end it because I knew that time was going to come 4 or 5 years down the line. I would never recover from where we were. So I got out of debt. And the moment I walked out of the court, $1 million of debt went down to $1 up. I was up by $1 for the first time since I was 16 years of age. I was the richest man in the world, and I went out and bought some bread and milk with my first £1, and I felt very good. It was a long time ago when you could buy bread and milk for £1. And I was very, very happy with that. I was the richest man in the world. And from that moment, I never lost money again, other than when I started trading and making mistakes with Virgin Galactic. I don't do that anymore now, because if you never, ever lose money, rule number 1, and number 2, remember rule number 1, you'll always make money. If you only have $1 and you only bought the S&P, $1 will become $1.10 at the end of the first year. $1.10 next year will increase by another 10% because the compound interest will continue to grow. If you stop losing money, concentrate on making money and respecting your money and looking at money as a way to earn its own keep, to provide you with a future income, you'll always make money, you'll always be successful, and just live within your means. So, Andreas, thank you very much for your question. I hope that answers it. You said you're quite open about your business, all of it. There's nothing you can ask me I won't answer. That's rare, but highly appreciated. Do you regret any investment? No. And if you had to pick any stock right now, what would you buy? The S&P 500. Simple answer. Jay Long, Martyn, do you think Paul is limiting his product to only space and agriculture? I would love to see a shingle version of their product. I think you mentioned that was coming down the line in a few years. What is ASTI? Says R3A. That is Ascent Solar Technologies. Right, I'm going to scroll now to the bottom of the comments, because I got held up on those comments. So if I miss your comment, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling right to the bottom. please repeat your comment, because now I'm only seeing the ones at the bottom. Saber Pulse, what did you buy to get your 10,000 per year? I bought lots of things, lots and lots of things, but right now I'm only in the S&P. And the reason why I'm in the S&P is not because it's the best investment in the world. There are many stocks that make more. It's because my show relies on being open and honest, transparent, and there's no future in a stock channel that just pumps and dumps stock for their own benefits. The shows like Meet Kevin, Graham Stepan, BitBoy, I mean, that failed, that went down the toilet. Omar, all of these people that are gambling and guessing and making predictions, sponsorship deals, I don't think those channels have a great future. People want more. People want real. People want honest. So I have made the sacrifice to do the right thing by my viewers. So that's the answer for that one. Charlie Munger famously said, "I don't care what you have to do to find a way to get 100 grand, even if you have to walk everywhere." That's absolutely right, Rich. Absolutely right. I have made ultimate sacrifices. Ultimate. I do not want to live where I live here in Texas. It's really, really hot. There's bugs outside. I can't open the windows. I can't let fresh air in. It's too hot. We've got all sorts of things, tornadoes. I want to live in my cottage by the sea in England. But I'm here because my wife is here. That's my sacrifice, but it's not much of a sacrifice because I love her, but I want to be in my house in England. I'm doing what's right. I'm building my business, right? I also don't have a car. I don't need a car. I don't have a fancy car sitting in the garage. I could buy a new Ferrari tomorrow. Easy. I've got $100,000 in Robinhood. I could borrow money easy. I don't want to. I don't need to. I could just walk if I need to. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I save every penny. I invest because I know that money has to earn money and has to provide me a sustainable income before I can spend. Save man, woman, peace. Is saying you will lose it all eventually. Not sure what that is. Steve Wally, Martin, are the CEOs now paying you to be interviewed? I believe they should. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. There is a fee to be on my show because it takes a lot of work for me to put them together. And if I wasn't doing the CEO's interviews, I'd be making videos that make me money. And there'd be other things like doing this. So yes, the CEOs pay me to be on the show. And that's another thing. They don't pay to go on Bloomberg and CNBC. They pay to come on my show, which is another honor, if you like. But yeah, I've said you have to pay to be on my show. You can't come on my show for free. Because it benefits you, they know it, and they have no issue. I've never had anyone say to me, "No, I'm not paying, it's a waste of time." Absolutely not. Hussein is Peru, is he? Yeah, we get, William Nottingham Sr. is you, Bill. Why are you in as your other channel today? Good luck, says Jay Long. Let's have a look. Save money. Honestly, honestly, guys, get the Tech Buzz newsletter. You will thank me. I have no idea why you're promoting a newsletter. I could get everyone to click on that if you were a member, if it was real. But as a non-member, no one's going to suggest anything that you or take anything seriously that you drop into the chat. And by the way, if you're not a moderator or me, you can't drop links in. I know some people try, and if you put a link in the chat, it doesn't work. You think it's worked, but nobody sees it. So don't think anyone's going to click on it. Become a member of my channel for a couple of bucks, and we'll share links with everyone and help you grow. We've helped YouTube channels grow. We've helped Mark Korn become the top 10 in the top 10 selling short story authors within 5 days on Amazon. We can do that. We raise money for our charities, whatever. But become a member, not a scammer, not a bot. Be pleased and thank you, polite, and we'll help you. Very, very easy to grow. Just don't expect it to come for free. It only costs you $2. Okay, any more questions before I go? Trading is rigged based on time. Trading is rigged based on time. There's nothing rigged about it. There's nothing rigged about the stock market at all. It's a game, and you got to know the rules. Let's have a look. So go there. I'm a swing trader. See, I don't regard myself as anything. Swing trader, day trader, scalp trader. I'm an investor, that for sure. I'm a broadcaster, that for sure, and hopefully provide entertainment as an entertainer, that's for sure. But I wouldn't say I am a swing trader or a day trader unless that's all you ever do. I think you should have an open policy of doing whatever's right at the time. So I wouldn't just label myself like that. Do you miss Cornish pasties? Yes, with an absolute passion. I miss all English food. It's I recently did a lot of research on this, that in America, for some reason, the food is laced with chemicals and additives that don't exist in Europe and in the UK. I've no idea why. A French fry from McDonald's in England is made up of a Burbank potato, vegetable oil, and salt. That's it. As you'd expect. In the United States, a McDonald's French fry is the same potato, but it's also oil, salt, and like 100 other things, chemicals, and so on and so forth. When I first came to America, I was so excited to have a KFC. I love KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. In England, is a fresh piece of chicken. It is made in I think it's a goose or a beef fat oil, and it's dry and it doesn't drip with oil and it's not full of chemicals. It tastes amazing. It's really, I mean, it's never healthy to have fried chicken, but it's pretty good, really, considering it's fried. However, in the United States, I was so looking forward to it. I went to, and it actually was in Kansas, the very first time I landed in America. I went into a KFC, ordered a KFC, and it was horrible. It was dripping with oil. It was soaking wet. It was horrible. The oil left my stomach feeling unsettled. And then when I read what the chemicals, the additives were, I thought, what is this all about? I was so disappointed. So yes, I do miss a Cornish pasty. It's made with just raw ingredients, and that's hard to find in America for some reason. I don't know why. Because it makes it cheaper, makes it more profitable. They can store it longer, whereas, food should be made to be, healthy and edible, not cheap. I don't understand that, but there you go. When will be available your interview with Bloomberg? Okay, so the interview has happened. There's a second part to it on Monday. I'm talking to the interviewer again on Monday, and it's slated for next Wednesday and Thursday. When it's available, you can be sure that I will give you the link for it. I don't have any more details than that, but I will share it with you. You'll all know about it. Brian Bynum, how did you audition musicians? How did you audition musicians, especially drummers? Brian, that was very easy. All my musicians were provided by the British Philharmonic Orchestra. Andy Crompton, who owns the British Philharmonic Orchestra, partnered with Callum MacLeod, who runs Phantom of the Opera in London, has the greatest orchestra in the world. They've supported Rod Stewart, Tom Jones, Andrea Bocelli, the list goes on. And I had a fixer, a band fixer. And I would make a phone call to Andy saying, right, tomorrow in Blackpool, the day after we're in London, next day we're in Scotland, next day we're in Ireland. It doesn't matter. An orchestra always turned up. All I had was a band fixer. He had the best musicians in the world, all session guys who could turn up at a minute's notice and perform. I had my favourites, of course, but that's how I got all my musicians. They were always, only a handful would go from one end of the country to the other. The rest might be just down the road. Hope that answers your question. Martin, selling my Austin Healey Sprite. Interested? I'll give you a great deal. It's a wonderful car, but no, I've got no use for a car. So I won't be owning a car until I retire back to England in about 8 years or so, and then I'll be buying an electric car if I even need an electric car, because I'll be having free buses, because at 65 you get free bus passes in England, and there's a bus stop right outside my house. My name is William Nottingham Senior from Newquay, Cornwall, England. William Nottingham Senior. My name is William, and I'm from Newquay, Cornwall, England. William Nottingham Senior. Your bill. We know your bill. Proud patron of Most Holy Trinity. Bill, we know it's you. I can see the IP addresses and so on and so forth. Anyway, Lil Blighter, hi Martin from Shropshire, paid off my mortgage at 47. Congratulations, that's a few years ahead of me. Working hard, sacrificing all of the luxuries. Congratulations, you're on the path to financial independence. Struggling with holding $10,000 in a trading 212, earning 5.2% for buying more S&P, or oh, hang on a minute. Hi, Martin. Paid off my mortgage at 47, working hard, sacrificing all of the luxuries. Struggling with holding 10K in trading 212, earning 5.2%, or buying S&P, being an all-time low. Don't wait to buy the S&P. Just buy it now. I mean, it's very, very simple strategy. It's about time in, not timing the market. Just own it. If the S&P is at an all-time high, who the hell cares? It's going to be at another all-time high in 6 months or 12 months from now. That's a fact. If it goes sideways for a while, then you'll be able to just add more as it goes. Because don't forget, you're going to be earning dividends. I'm going to be getting, in about 2 weeks' time, $400 from dividends from my S&P, which is going to go to reduce my margin. It's not going to go into the S&P, because that would make no sense right now. It'll be just reducing my margin. Once you're all in with the S&P, then simply just keep earning money from the dividends that you're going to get, your business or whatever it is you're doing, and consistently buy. It's very, very simple. And I mean, as Warren Buffett famously said, don't wait for a pullback. But there's something you need to understand about Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett gets too much credit. People say he's the Oracle of Omaha, the greatest investor of all time. No, he's not. He just lived longer. He was doing the right thing, but most of his money was made after he was 60 years of age. So I think to myself, bloody hell, I'm only 55. Most of Warren Buffett's money was made after he was 60. I think about 90% of it. He made a lot of mistakes at the beginning, lots of mistakes, and now he just owns great businesses, and he loves the S&P. But when you have millions of shares of something, and it's 10% every year, and you've been in the same market for 30, 40, 50 years, it's just doubling and doubling and doubling. Every 7 years it doubles. Like the example, if I said to you, would you like a penny every day that doubles, or $1 million over 30 days, you'd be wise to choose the penny. All Warren Buffett has done is live longer. That's it. He's lived longer and stayed the course. Very, very simple, very, very straightforward. So, you know, there's never a wrong time to invest. Just get in, keep earning money, don't sell, stay in, and then when you've got more money, buy. Now, remember, though, I use my margin, so I'm beating the market nearly every day at the moment because it's been a good run. And the reason why is I knew the businesses that I owned within the S&P were good, bearing in mind 90% of the S&P isn't moving. It's about to. The rest of it, 90% of the market, is just sitting sideways at the moment, going nowhere. That's not going to last forever, however. That's going to increase. But what we've got at the moment is we've got the top 7 doing all the business. So when we had the Donald Trump a court case, and he said the market dropped. When we had Iran invade Israel, the market went down like 5, 6, 7%. I turned on my margin and bought more because the businesses hadn't suddenly done worse, had they? It was just a macro condition that was ridiculously going nowhere. It was going to come straight back. So that's why, and that's the time I use my margin. Now I've got those shares at those lows. I'm watching it go up and doing nothing. I'm just paying back margin. So what I'm doing now is I'm paying for the stocks that I bought before it rallied 15, 20%. It's the best investment I ever made. And all I've got to do now is keep paying the investment, the margin down, because what will happen now is Tom Lee and a few other analysts think there's 20% left in the S&P this year. You heard me right. Another 20% in the S&P this year. It's highly possible. It's highly possible. Not because they've said it, not because Nvidia is doing great. That's not the reason. It's because there's billions of dollars waiting on the outside, waiting to jump in. Remember, A lot of the people with the majority of the money, the ones that can really move the market, not Roaring Kitty, not Omar, not Meet Kevin, the real money, the big money, the trillions, the billions and the trillions, is sat on the outside waiting to get in. These people do not need to risk their money. They can earn solid money without any risk whatsoever, just leaving it in a high interest account like Robinhood, earning 5.25 plus a 1% match. That's 6.25% for doing absolutely nothing with no risk, right? So they just put it all there. Tax free if it's in their IRAs or whatever. So there's money on the sidelines. When we get the trigger that rates are coming down and those rates, those interest perks are going to get depreciated, they're going to jump into the markets. That's where the 20% is coming from. Now, my calculations don't say 20%. My calculations say another 8% this year. So by the time I paid my margin down, right, maybe another 4, 5, 6 months' time with what I currently earn on YouTube, and my dividends that are coming in, I think the market will go sideways for a while. Now, if it goes 20% up, that's great, right? I'm already in. I bought the bottom. I went in on margin. I bought the bottom. I'm taking off. Great. Off it goes. Then it will go sideways, and then there could be profit taking. At that point, I start buying again. Now, of course, I'm going to pay more than what I would today, but that's what the market does. You can't buy the S&P for what it's going to be. You can't buy the S&P in 20 years from now, what it's going to be today. Otherwise, everybody would just buy it now, right? And go, well, I'm done. I'm going to earn another $1 million between now and the day I die. So I'm going to borrow $1 million today and buy it today. Well, that's a good idea because you know you're going to get it at today's prices, but it's going to take you the next 30, 40, 50 years to pay it off. With the rate of interest, it's going to cost you as much. So you're better off, doing a bit of margin, but don't go over the top with margin because you've got to be able to pay it off. You've got to be able to manage it and control it. Just going, well, I might as well put all the money I'm going to earn for the rest of my life and buy now. That's not a completely bad idea. But if you can't earn money that quickly, in the real sense of earning money, not trading money, earning it the old-fashioned way, you can't pay it down quick enough. Anyway, so don't hang around, Lil Blighter. That's what I'm saying. If you could meet one past musician from history, who would it be and why? Oh, it would have to be Beethoven, because Beethoven could tell me how to write music properly. Paul McCartney certainly can't, and Michael Jackson used to hum. So Paul McCartney used to tell people what to do with playing chords on the piano, and Michael Jackson used to go, can you make it sound like that? However, Beethoven could write the music, so Beethoven would be the most useful person. Nice topic. Thanks for sharing live podcast. Renko, you're very welcome. This is something new. Jay Long, Bill, Saber Pulse. What will you do with all your gains? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The gains are $100,000. They sit now in my portfolio, earning me 10% a year. So I'm earning 10 grand a year now. That's not enough to live on, is it? I've got to grow my portfolio to $1 million. So my 10,000, my 100,000 now will earn 10 grand a year. The 10 grand a year through growth and dividends will stay in the portfolio. I will not sell. I will not pay tax. I will not take profits. It'll sit there. And the longer it stays there, not only will it go up and compound every 7 years, it will double. Think about that. Think about that. If I add not a single penny today and don't put a single penny in, I don't do any more YouTube videos, I don't do any more work, I don't earn any more money, I do absolutely nothing, I work at McDonald's, I forget all of this, turn the camera off and get a normal job. Work at McDonald's, I come back in 7 years, I have now got $250,000 for doing absolutely nothing. Because my 100,000 will double to 200, and more than likely will go to 250, $250,000. That's still not enough to live on, 10% a year. I want 100 grand a year, tax-free income to live on. To do that, I need to get to $1 million, and I'll get there in 6 years. So I'm doing nothing. I'm letting it grow. I'm letting the seeds turn into to small shrubs, to big trees, to oak trees, and I'm letting it just completely grow and grow and grow until they are giant, solid oak trees. Sorry, all-time high. I'm a Butterfingers. Sorry, all-time high. Doesn't matter about all-time highs. Everyone the other day said to me, why are you buying at an all-time high? That's ridiculous. Well, the all-time high has gone up another 5% since you said it was an all-time high. Look at the history of the stock market. The all-time highs get set every 6 months. And if for some reason we have now such a growth, it goes sideways for a year, so what? So what? Now I'm reducing my margin, getting back to no margin at all. Now I've got cash building up. If the stocks are going sideways, I'm earning 5% in cash. Just put it in cash, earn 5%. When the markets start to move again, take it out of the cash, put it in again, off it goes again. Very, very easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. Good evening all. Good to see you on a Saturday, Martin. Craig, how are you? Walid Yassin. Hi, Martin. Are you still a believer in SPCE? I believe in the product. I don't believe in the management. The management for me to enter need to be fired. The management need to be fired. Walid Yassin. They need to be fired. The management are rubbish. Jay Long. Bill, I'm not more to buy. These losers can leave. Jay Long said. Shay. Would you consider buying AMC or GameStop? Why on earth would I buy a broken business? Why on earth would I buy a broken business when I can own thousands of better businesses than that? Not only that, even if GameStop was the greatest business in the world, one of its major shareholders manipulates it, Roaring Kitty, messing and larking around like a flipping idiot on YouTube. Why on earth would I want to be in a business, a stock, that had an idiot as its cheerleader influencing it up and down? The only winner is him. Why on earth would I consider buying such rubbish when there's not another serious, real investor, institution, business who would touch it? GameStop is just down the road from me, the head office, and I've tried to ask them to do. I tried to ask them to reply for an interview, and they've declined. There's no management. There's no standard there. Their business has been destroyed by Roaring Kitty. It's for gamblers. I own the casino. I don't play it. Walk into my casino anytime you like, and I'll take your money. But as far as to play the casino, not a chance in hell would I do something as ridiculous as that. I don't risk my money for nobody. Buy Asti next time around 70 cents pre-reverse split, says Eric. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the comments, the questions. So if you want your comment, if you want your question answered, scroll down. Could everybody please tap the like button? This is my day off today. Leah's getting her hair done. I just wanted to come on and say hello. So I will carry on for a bit more, answer your questions. We've got 42 watching and 16 likes. If we get to 20 likes, 4 more likes, I'll carry on. If not, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and watch the football. We've got 15 likes now, 5 to go. Let's have a look. Jay Long, Martin, can you do just one song and maybe send me the link? Can you do one song and send me the link? One song and maybe... What do you mean, do a song and send you the link? Can you rephrase your question? Brian was thinking fast and skill developed through performance for an innate ability. I'm not sure I know what you mean. Roddy. You said you make 10% a year. How? I've forgotten. 10% returns multiple times this year. You said you make 10. What I've said to you, please listen carefully. What I've said to you is, if I do absolutely nothing, my $100,000 will make 10% a year, at minimum. Between 10 and 13, if you include inflation. I've got 13.9 as my guide. So it'll make 13.9. That's my guide to get to $1 million. I'll make a lot more than 10%. Because what I do is when the stock drops 5-10%, as we've seen happen, I use margin to buy more. That's how I beat the market. If I did absolutely nothing, I would make between 10 and 13% a year, doing absolutely nothing. However, what I do is I hold and never sell. I take my dividends and I put them in my cash. I don't reinvest them automatically. That's a terrible thing to do. That's a lazy thing to do. I do it when the market dips or I've got cash sitting around doing nothing. That's what I do. But when we get a pullback for no reason, like a drop, we saw the famous incident when Amazon dropped because of a leaked earnings report. It went down 10% in 1 second, and I bought a few shares of Amazon when it was a few $1,000s. You remember that? Before the split. And I bought and then sold straight away. Things like that. So when we get a drop, when we get a sudden scare, I know Nvidia is a good business. But if we get a sudden scare from someone, suddenly someone says something, exaggerates something, what you're going to see then is the market dip. If we get suddenly Vladimir Putin says, I'm going to invade Europe, the stock market and Donald Trump says, yes, if I was the president, it wouldn't happen. But right now I'm not, so we're all going to be dead tomorrow. Statements like this, it's not because there's bad news. It's not because everyone thinks it's true. It's because they know what people will do and how they'll react. They want to be the first ones. So Wall Street are not investors, they're traders. And they know macro conditions. They love bad macro conditions. More billionaires and millionaires are created during wars than any other time. They love it because what they do is they know what everyone's going to do. They know all the gamblers are going to go, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. Donald Trump says so. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to dump first. You're then going to go, oh my God, the markets are going down. What do? I'm going to sell. I'm going to get out. What do? I go, this is brilliant. Thank you ever so much. I'll turn on margin again. And I buy some more of the S&P. And I can get a 5-10% discount like that. And that's what I always do. That's what I just keep doing over and over again. So I know what I'm investing in. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I'm not put off by baloney and noise and flipping who shouts the loudest wins, roaring kitty and all this rubbish. I just buy the dip on a business I already know I want. That's all. Simple. So that's how I make money there. Saber Pulse. Did they stream the stargazing event? Probably not. I wouldn't have thought Virgin Galactic would have bothered with that, but then I wouldn't have mentioned it. I wouldn't have mentioned the other thing either. But anyway, evening. Thoughts on Chinese stocks? Chinese stocks, I don't buy Chinese stocks because the manipulation is on steroids. It's bad enough the way the US manipulates stocks, but the Chinese do it even worse. So I'm not, I don't buy any Chinese stocks, I'm afraid. The manipulation is on a whole new steroid. So there we go. No like button. I don't know why you're saying there's no like button. There is. 19 people have liked the show so far. One more person. Come on. Otherwise, I'm going to end the show. According to Robert Kiyosaki, the market will crash 80% by the end of June. What do you think? The guy loves talking rubbish. So many people love talking rubbish. What a ridiculous statement that is. Do you know the market has never crashed 80% during World War I, World War II, COVID, bloody the dot-com crash. There's never been an 80% crash. And do you know what? It would be it would be the greatest event in history for me, because if the market suddenly decided to go down 80%, it wouldn't happen in 5 minutes. It would take a period of months. And what would get, remember, I'm now going up and up and up. I'm paying off margin, paying off, earning the dividends, whether the markets go up, down, or sideways. I own all those shares. Fantastic. So what would happen is if the market suddenly said, or someone could predict 80% like this guy on YouTube is. This guy, I've seen him. He talks flipping rubbish. He's always telling everybody how rich he is and how clever he is. And anyone who keeps telling how clever they are is a bloody idiot in my book. It's just arrogance. It's just nonsense. Look, I love to tell everybody how wonderful I am. I think it's ridiculous. I think the guy's a flipping lunatic. But anyway, that's beside the point. Hey, he's rich and everyone thinks he's great because he's rich. Right, whatever. There's no way the market is going to go down 80%. It's never gone down 80%. But if the market suddenly started to drop, I would not do anything. I would carry on paying my margin. I would wait to turn on margin again and start buying more on margin when we got down to within a couple of percent of where I started buying. Because there'd be no point just loading up around about here if I thought it was going to go down 80%. I would wait. Now, I can't time the market. I can't guess. I don't know what he's talking about, whether the markets are going to go up, down, sideways. I know that people are still going to buy McDonald's. They're still going to buy iPhones. They're still going to do all the things they did before. Just because some guy on YouTube says so, that doesn't worry me in the slightest. He's doing it because he makes money on it, and he likes the sound of his own voice. For me, I would just start buying more and more on margin as it went down. Now, you might say, well, what about a margin call? You're not going to get a margin call in the S&P 500 unless you bought 100% of margin and I doubled my position and I was like a dollar away from a margin call. That's not going to happen because I wouldn't spend that much no matter how low it went. Just like Andy Shovel wouldn't buy more of Virgin Galactic, but even though it's gone lower, he wouldn't do it because he's bought enough. There's no sense just keep buying and buying and buying and lower and lower and lower. There's no need. I mean, you've got to have balance, otherwise I'm going to end up with millions and millions and millions of shares, which is great, but I know what my goals are, I want to get to $1 million in 6 years. I wanted to get the YouTube channel to grow. That's worked. I wanted to get $100,000 by the end of the year. I've achieved all those things. I've done all those things, and I'm doing all those things. I'm not going to risk it all to become a multi-gazillionaire and just go overboard on everything. And that's just not wise. That's greedy. That's unbalanced. That's out of control. So I'm not worried about that. Anyway, what have we got here? Let's have a look. J Long. S&P due a crash. S&P's due a crash. Why? Why is the S&P? Everybody always wants to say, traders always say the S&P is about to crash. It's always about to crash. When it's about to crash, I'll let you know because it will be based upon some fundamental reasons other than fire and brimstone. There's always a reason. It's not just because it's due a crash. The S&P isn't a living, breathing thing. Apple is still selling iPhones. Amazon still delivering products. I just had something delivered this morning. Everything is still working. Elon Musk is still making cars. Nothing has changed. This is just a cycle that we go through. We go up, we go down, we go in, we go out. It's all part of life. The S&P isn't due a crash. It crashes because of a reason. And when we get a reason or some reason to suggest it, I'll let you know, and I'll be on it in 3 seconds. I'll be buying more. And unlike the majority of people who say I'm buying the dip, and they never do, they always wait for it to go lower because it's going to go lower. It's going to go to 80% down. It's not going to go 80% down. I guarantee you will miss the bottom and you'll end up buying on the way up. I will buy on the way down and you will buy on the way up because you'll wait and wait and wait, and then it will start to turn eventually because it never got low enough for you, and then it will start going up and now you'll start chasing it, and I'll go, but I'm already in. Anyway, just one song for us, Love Your Performance. And I've been looking for days and still can't find the link. Bloody hell, what's it with you and the link, J Long? Team Fusion. Where is your source of information that would confirm this? What's he asking? What's he asking? Yeah, he hasn't got any evidence. It's just silly. Anyway, thank you, Mike, for doing such a good job. Serrano, don't you think 10% per year is little? I beg your pardon? 10% a year is little. Do you get a 10% pay rise at work? No. Every single year? No. If you are satisfied with 10%, I would rather invest in a property where you achieve an average of 14% profit per year, no risk involved. That's ridiculous. I own my own house, and There are plenty of risks involved with renting my house out. Only ask Mike, who's owned many houses and had lots and lots of money, and he'll tell you there's lots of risk to invest renting your house out. So yes, own your own home. I own my house. I've got no mortgage on it, but I don't rent it out. And there's plenty of risk. There's no risk me at all buying and owning businesses. And I like to buy and own businesses because 24 hours a day, as I'm sitting here talking to you, I am the owner of Apple. They've just sold another iPhone, and I've just got another little bit of the profit, as has every investor in Apple, to name any business. So only 10% a year. Well, if you put your money in the bank, you're going to get 0.5%. But think of this. Like I said, if I gave you a penny and it doubled every month, every day for 30 days, you would have more than if I gave you $1 million. Would you turn it down? I'm the guy who picks up a penny on the floor. I'm the guy who sat on cruise ships for 4 years earning $1 tips, which bought my house when everybody else said, why are you bothered? It's only $1. We're going to sit on the beach. Not only do they sit on the beach and spend their money, I earned $1 and then bought a house. And that house now has gone up 400% in value. 10%, I'll take it all day long. You have to click the 3 dot buttons on the top right of the screen to get the like button, says Jay. Have you considered bonds? No, absolutely not. I want to own the businesses. I don't want to be borrowing money. That's what you're doing. When you're buying bonds, you are gambling on the government. You are gambling on the Fed. I own businesses that make money. Simple. Very, very simple. Is this live, Patrick G? It certainly is. I'm just talking to you right now. Team Fusion, yes. Can you explain what margin is? Roddy, I've made a special 30-minute video with great detail explaining what margin is. Please go and check it out. Go into YouTube search and type Martyn Lucas Investor margin. There's a whole 30-minute video explaining all the ins and outs of margin. It's too much to explain in this little short broadcast here. Drinking what? Getting some weird. Thank you, Mike, for moderating. That's Martin's video on margin. That's Team Fusion. I'm assuming when you said that you posted a link. You can't post links in the chat. You can, but no one sees them. If you post a link, only the moderators can post links. So if Mike wants to post my margin video, or Sensei, or any of the moderators, they can. But anybody else, if you post them, no one sees them. All right, so it's no point doing it. You think everyone can, but they can't see it. Only you can see it. What's your thoughts on the BRICS currency versus the dollar? I don't have enough information on that. I've never studied it, so I can't say. I don't know why this William chap, which we all know is Bill, is, I don't know why is Bill doing this today? Very, very strange. Odd. Anyway. It's really silly. Really silly. Right, let me scroll to the bottom of the comments. So I'm scrolling to the bottom of the comments again now. So if you want a question, I'm looking at the bottom. And your personal home is not an investment. What do you mean by personal home? What do you mean? How is your home not an investment? In America, it's not. People think houses is something you can just throw away. They're built badly. Most houses in Texas are sheds with facades on front, and their marble pillars are made out of plywood. They're made cheaply to be just bought and sold. I don't understand it. Houses in England are built to last. At least they were up to the last sort of 10 years. My house has been around. My house has been around for 1,000 years. So it's an investment. Absolutely. It's gone up like 400% since I bought it, and it's probably gone up about 600-700%. So my personal home most certainly is an investment. Tough, but I'm going to say Martyn Lucas. Brian, what's that? Who is the hardest working man in show business? James Brown, Little Richard, or Martyn Lucas? I tell you what, I toured for 38 years, more than Little Richard, James Brown combined. I toured since I was 16, and I've carried my own equipment in. I've done my own driving. I've humped all the gear in to hundreds, thousands of theatres, millions of people around the world. I do it all myself. I've never asked anyone to do anything I don't do myself. I'm pretty confident that James Brown, Little Richard have not done that. Anyway, hi from New York, but I love to work. I don't see work as a hard thing. Hi from New York City. Good to see you. Francisco, how are you? I missed that one. Do you remember me? Okay, plug power will go to $10 and fuel cell to $5. Do I remember you? The name looks familiar. I can't remember. I don't remember the conversation, though. Do you invest in gold? Yes, I own a gold mine. I own a gold mine separate to my S&P. As you know, we know Jefferson Boots, who's the CEO and owner of a gold mine, private company, soon to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. We spoke to him live from the New York Stock Exchange, and many of my investors bought the convertible notes, which we then got a 10% instant profit, and then we get a 30% discount on the IPO price when it comes out. So yes, I own shares of a gold mine, which is going to make me a lot of money when it comes out, separate to the S&P, separate to my portfolio here. And when it does come out, I will convert the convertible note into shares. I will sell it, and I will bring the money into my S&P, and you'll see it go up by a lot. William, no NHS doctor will prescribe if you have to get it through a private company. Says Crag. Crag should know. Crag, cost money, lots cheaper than buying illegally. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, we've got a few idiots talking silly, wasting their opportunity. Hey, good to see you on the weekend. Danny Rothschild, how are you? Lovely to see you here. Mike, hi, Danny. GME will go down to thousands. Is George Semaine around? We met on Trading 212 and he introduced me to your channel. Bill, we know it's you. I don't know why you're doing this, Bill. Yeah, silly, really. Seems a bit daft. Anyway, let's have a look. Serrano, however, it's important to consider that a home also comes with costs such as maintenance, taxes, insurance, and interest payments, which can affect the overall return on investment. Mine doesn't. Let me explain why. When I bought my house, I bought a tiny little cottage that I could live in to the day I die. It's not more than I need. It's 2 bedrooms, very, very small, very, very simple, not very expensive at all, but beautiful. And it's not self-indulgent. The first thing I did was invest on good quality lifetime double glazing, which is really good quality, much better than we have here in the US. Much better. I've got no sound. I've got no escapage of heat, and I've got no cold coming in. And then I put solar panels on the roof, so the house powers itself, so it doesn't cost any money or hardly any money at all. So my house is very, very efficient. And it is a Band B dwelling, so I'm the second lowest council tax you can have, which is property tax in the US, which, of course, I will get a huge discount when I'm 65. Right now, I pay 2 council taxes. I pay double because I have 2 houses, the US and the UK. So I'm actually paying double. I'm actually paying twice into the system that anybody else is in England. So those of you that are in England right now, getting nice nice roads and the bin men and all the services you get from the council, know that I'm paying twice. I am paying double because I'm classed as a 2-home owner, which is not quite true because Leah owns this house, but they regard me as having 2 houses. So I pay twice. So I pay into the system twice. Whereas when I retire back to England, I'll only be paying 1. So I'll get a 50% reduction plus a 25% reduction because I'm 65. Okay. Hi, guys, says John Granfor. Hiya, John. Was wondering where you were, John. Yes, building an addition on the house. All right. I think we're done. I've sat here now for, I can't believe it. I was going to come on for 5 minutes, and it's an hour and a half I've been sitting here. Oh, my God. I had no idea that I was going to talk this long. It's been a live Q&A, a live tell-all, and I'm amazed. I cannot believe it. Thanks for your taxes, Martin. They're paying for the construction on Cliff Road. Bill, why are you? We know it's you, Bill. I don't understand what you're playing at. Can you cover SoundHound AI? Yes, SoundHound's a good business. We've covered it a lot. We've done reviews on it. We've done. This is for Roddy. We've done full analysis on it. Sensei's provided great chart information for you. If you want me to review it again, it's a members perk. Become a member of the channel. It's on the members page of the channel, and you can request me to do earnings and cover those. And Sensei will do charts. Thank you, Jay Long. Thanks for your time today. Jay Long, that's very, very, very kind of you. I've just got a super chat. That's very kind. Let me just tap a like on that. Thank you for that, Jay. That's very, very kind. Very, very kind indeed. I just wanted to come on because Leah's having a haircut today. So I thought, let's do some live Q&A. So there you go. So just before I go, I will mention this again. Hopefully, you enjoyed the interview of Paul Worley. Please go and watch the edited version. It's not edited in any way other than I've improved the audio and the visual effects. The interview, not a single word has been taken out of the interview. Please go and watch the video. It's on the homepage of the channel. If you want to promote it, you can do a super thanks comment, which then promotes it. Because if YouTube get super thanks, they think people love the video and they show more people. And the reason for that is people traded the stock leading up to my interview and then dumped it after the interview. That's expected. We were expecting that, and people did that. No surprise there. But what they've done now is they dragged everybody else into selling it. The stock is oversold. So I think on Monday there's going to be a great opportunity to buy ASTI. So watch Sensei's show tomorrow night. It's on this channel, Sunday night. Go and check that out. And I think Sensei is going to be able to provide you with some buy zones, sell zones, support levels, resistant levels to find a great way for you to trade the stock on Monday and make some money. I think that's possible to do. Now, if you did enjoy it and you think, I would like my favorite business, my favorite stock promoted, because it does rank #1 on YouTube. If you go into YouTube and go ASTI stock, you will see we rank #1 in the world, as we do for most of our stocks. If you want your stock to rank and get seen and promoted, and a CEO to come into my studio, whether in person or online, all you've got to do is email investor relations. Go through all your stocks. The more people do it, the more great content we have. I never do it. Not because I'm lazy. Maybe I am. I hate doing emails. The reason why I don't do it, because if I email people saying, come on my show, it's rubbish. They want to hear from the investors saying, hey, my name is XYZ. I'm an investor in your company. I think it'd be great for you to appear on Martyn Lucas's Meet the CEO. His stocks rank #1 most of the time for his stocks. You can share your story with the world. It'll benefit you. Would love to hear your story. Reach out and do that at Investor Relations. Send them an email. All of that information is on their website. Send the email. What you could do is create a template. So you haven't got to write it out 20 times. Just have a template and just change, the business name and whatever. But you can have a template and you can just send that out to 100 companies. and they will respond to you. Please just be honest. Don't do it to people that you don't invest in. It's supposed to be, you know, genuine and real, and you're passionate about it and you really want it to do well. They'll email you back. Once you get a conversation going, you can give them my email, martyn@martynlucas.com. They'll message me and say, we've heard from one of our investors. We'd like to be on your show. And I'll take it from there, and then they'll be on the show. It's a great opportunity for you to promote your favorite stock. A lot of people made money yesterday out of ASTI. I mean, that wasn't the intention for it all to pop and drop like that. The intention was just to bring you the information, but people then used it to trade it. And that's fine. You know, that's what people do. And I'm sure tomorrow it presents opportunity for those who oversold it to buy it back. And I'm sure Sensei will give the opportunity for that on his show. Let me read these last few comments. Let's have a look. I use a metal detector. Lil Blighter. I also bumped into Jules Holland in Harrods the same week. He was buying a very expensive pair of nail clippers, so I suppose it's a pianist thing. No, my nail clippers cost $2 from Amazon. I wouldn't waste my money buying Harrod branded, because there's no point, is there really? I'll buy a quality pair, but not expensive. There's no need. Confederate or... hello, what's all that about? I have no idea why we're getting this... Bill's going a bit weird again. Anyway, do you have any content of the stuff you find? Do you have any content of the stuff you find? ASTI, go ASTI. Thank you, says Roddy. Nice. Mike is something I've always wanted to give a try. Yeah, metal detection. My favorite program is a Detectorist. I watch it all the time when I want to go back to England in my mind. Sweet man, look forward to it. I actually found a George Washington. Very nice indeed. Nice, Mike. Yeah, man. Find any gold or silver coins, Mike. I'll post links. Nice. Okay, there we go. Well, thank you very much indeed, Jay Long, for your super chat. Very much appreciated. That was fun. That was fun. 104 minutes. I can't bloody believe it. Why do I need a studio? I just sit here. I tell you what I'm going to do. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to sell my studio, put all the money in the S&P, and just sit here. This is easier. Come live. I can drive around. I can buy a car, drive around in the studio. Drive around in my car. I can drive to SpaceX. I can drive to Tesla and just sit on my phone. If people are just as happy doing this, I could do this. Easy, isn't it? Anyway, is Martyn off his meds, persisting no, you're not, William. We know who you are. Don't know why you're doing it. Do you play any instruments other than guitar and piano? No, just the guitar, but mainly the piano, to be honest. Keyboard, whatever. Nice, Martyn. Brian, thank you. Sell it all. Cheers, Martyn. Appreciate your time. Yeah, Mike says, sell it all. Who needs all the lights and all the cameras and all the stuff? Just sell it all, really. Do you want to see? Do you want to see the back end of the cam? Do you want to see? I wonder if I can do this. No, I don't think I can. Anyway, what we got here? Not the piano though, Mike. Yeah, don't sell the piano. Stephen Lewandowski, good afternoon, Stephen. Cliffhanger. Yeah, I was thinking about picking up the phone and taking you to the back of the studio to sort of look through the back. But you kind of see that anyway with the extra channel. That's kind of the back of the studio. Yes, I want to see. It's the same thing, really. It's the same thing. I wish I hadn't said it now. Is it coming home? Let me tell you something about that. All right. A few years ago, I think it was the World Cup. Me and Leah, we were flying somewhere. I forget where it was now. I think we were flying to Amsterdam, Netherlands. I was doing a piano bar gig years ago, and we were in the semi-final or something like that. Anyway, we got on the plane, and the Dutch pilot. We landed. I think we'd just come back from Amsterdam. We landed in England, and it was they were playing at the time, or it was in the middle of the tournament. And the pilot, the Dutch pilot said, "We've just landed in England. Thank you very much for the flight. Yada yada. Thank you for flying British Airways or whatever it was. Is it coming home? It's coming home, and everybody went bananas. Really, really funny. So, is it coming home? Well, apparently, according, because I'm watching it on Fox. I think it's Fox. I'm watching it on a American network, and the American presenter who plays soccer, they call it soccer in America. He was saying that America, the home of soccer. Are you sure about that? Are you sure America is the home of football? We've been playing it for hundreds of years. I don't think so. Anyway, apparently it's America made it up. So there you go. America made up football. Anyway, not quite sure how we got to that. But anyway, that's what he said. Is it coming home? Yes, it is. Let's go. Your studio makes a great desktop wallpaper. That's maybe what I'll do. I'll just green screen it with the studio and just do it from here. Yeah. America's home of soccer. Rest of the world is home of football. There you go. That's the way to explain it. America makes up a lot of history. Well, did you know, this will make you laugh, when I came to America, there's the World Cup, the World Series. Remember that? The World Cup of everything. In America, there's a World Cup of everything. There's a World Cup of baseball. There's a World Series. What was it? World Series of baseball. World Cup of basketball. And it's like, hang on a minute. How can it be the World Cup? The only people are in it is America. It can't be the World Cup. The World Cup means the world, right? The World Series means the world. You can't just be Dallas takes on New York and then go, we're the world champions. What's all that about? Well, I used to laugh at that thinking, what are you talking about? You're talking rubbish. Why are you making it out to be bigger than it is? Thinking, bloody Americans, they always say that. No, now I live in America and I'm married to an American. I know why. And it's not because they make it up, even though they do make some stuff up, right? They didn't make this up. The reason why it's called the World Series is because the World newspaper used to sponsor it. And the cup was called the World Cup. It was there, you know, like, what was it called? Was it the Globe? Was it the Globe for Superman? Right? Imagine if Superman's newspaper sponsored the competition. They call it the Globe Cup. There you go. All right? So I'm going to come up with a cup. And it's going to be called the Universe Cup. All right? So you're the champions of the universe now. And I'm going to do the cup. It's to find the best YouTube channel in the universe. It's the Universe Cup to find the best YouTube channel in the universe, and the only person who's allowed to enter is me, and I'm going to win it every year. So, if you are thinking, hang on a minute, America, why does it always have the World Cup and the world champions? It's because the world newspaper used to sponsor it. So it's okay. They can get away with it. Trouble is, though, I think a lot of people forgot that. They don't remember the history. They just go, they're the world champions. Have they played England? Have they played France, Germany, Italy, Spain? No, they didn't show up. It was just New York plays Dallas. All right, then. That's all right, then. Anyway, Universe Cup. Trademark it quick. Universecup.com. I'm going to buy it. $1.99. I'm going to buy it. I'll make sure I've got it. So anyway, I'll do it. Okay. Invest in weapons manufacturing. Nah. I don't want to be negative. No point doing that. All right. That's it. I'm done. Thank you very much. 27 likes, 27 watching. Doesn't get better than that. 100% engagement rate. Oh, it's gone up to 31. All right. Before I go, I'm going to go in 1 minute. Can we get 30 likes? Just for the hell of it. It'd be great, right? I've sat here, slogged my guts out for 111 minutes, 44 seconds. I've got to be honest, I'm getting really hot. For some reason, I don't know why, it's just really hot sitting here. Because I've got the fan turned off. Otherwise, you see it flashing in the mirror. So I turned it off. Let's see, look. There's me, look. There's a mirror. Oh, by the way, do you like that? Do you see that red? Do you see the red and yellow? Does anyone know what that means? See that jar there? It's got red and yellow Roses. Do you know what that means? Red and yellow. Anyone know? Red rose of England, yellow Texas rose. The yellow rose of Texas. Leah, yellow rose of Texas, red rose of England. There's a bit of trivia for you. Right, okay. Have a great rest of the weekend. 27 likes. I want 3 more and I'm gone. Crimson, how do you see your own house? Asset or liability? Well, it is an asset, but in America, especially living in Tornado Alley, property taxes are through the roof here. Insane. We are what's called house poor. This house used to be in a small town. Now it's a city, and it's just ridiculously expensive. So the property taxes are through the roof. So that's a liability. The insurance now is through the roof because of Tornado Alley, because of the climate change. So don't tell me climate change isn't costing money. It's costing thousands. And the house would not be around in 100 years because it's not built as well as my England house. So it's still the house is going up in value, so that's good, but the bills are going up faster than the value of the house. So on technical terms, you'd say it's a liability. However, when you stop paying the bills and if you move and then sell the asset, let's put it that way. Martyn, you're the best. Thanks for all you do. John, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Do you know any penny stocks from within the past 10 years that have become successful companies? Very few. I think Tesla was a penny stock. Apple. Was Apple a penny stock? I can't remember. I'd need to look back in its history. I can't remember. But Apple and Tesla were certainly financial difficulties. What did Craig say? Martyn, have you been doing your walks? Yes, I have. I did it before I went to bed and when I got up on the elliptical. Absolutely. Good one, says Mike. Some are disappointed from no upkeep, but foundations are strong. Some are dilapidated from no upkeep. Foundations are strong. No, foundations are not strong, I'm afraid, in Texas. Where I live here, the ground is sand. Never build your house on sand. Foundation problems. People have to have their foundations done all the time, which is like, I can't believe it. What do you mean? It's like, in England, you never replace the roof. In Texas, people replace their roofs like they replace their tires. No wonder insurance is so expensive. I've never understood it. I came here and whoa. What do you mean we're doing a new roof? I buy a house, it comes with a roof. 1,000 years later, there's still a roof on it. I don't understand. But yeah, you have to have new houses. You have to have new roofs. And they build on sand. My house is built on Cornish granite. There's sand and the foundations move. The house they have to dig under the house to put props up to hold your house up. Why the bloody hell did you build it on a desert in the first place? Don't understand it. Anyway, there you go. Sandy soil. That's right. See, John knows. John, Texas. It's mental, isn't it, mate? Thank you for such insights. Really appreciate it. You're very welcome. Great, Martyn. Thank you. Don't use a silly machine. Get out in the air and get some natural vitamin crag. If I was back in England, I'd be down on the beach. I'd be through the woods. I'd be up on by the rivers of England. Yes, can't go out here. Ask John. It's 110 degrees outside. It's bloody hot. Burn it, like insanely hot. Mosquitoes. I can't open the windows. Fresh air. Can't do any of that. Air conditioning. That's the way you have to live, mate. You haven't lived in Texas, mate. Half the battle. Texas tacos are awesome, and I live in Arizona, says Brian. We are putting a metal roof on the addition. There you go. John Granfor. Finally, somebody with some bloody sense. Right. Let me tell you how it works, right? You live in an area where there are tornadoes quite regularly, as it happens, quite regularly. So you could do one of two things. You could build your house with a very soft, it's not even tiles, not even slate tiles, really good. It's asphalt. It's thin like paper. And when the hail, because it's the hail, right? Like baseball hail, when it hits it, it destroys the roof. So what people do, this house has had 2 roofs. 2. Not 1, 2, like 10 years, right? And they're expecting another one anytime, anytime, right? So you live in an area where you expect to get hail, right? Imagine living next to a river where you expect it to flood and come through the front door. You either don't live there or you make sure you got some protection. So when I first came here and I learned about the tornadoes, I said, well, why do they put asphalt roofs where it's hailed all the time with baseball hail, not little English, grains of sand hail, bloody great Texas hail, right? Why do they have asphalt? Comes down, destroys the roof. Doesn't make any bloody sense. Why not put on proper metal roofs? You might as well, Then you don't have to do it again. Too expensive. Too expensive. It's about $30,000 to replace the roof, not because of the asphalt, because of the people that charge so much bloody money. It's ridiculous. Charge a fortune. It's like $30,000 for a bit of bloody asphalt. It's like a bloody roll of carpet on your roof. I said to Leah, I don't know why, right? I'm going to design, when the storm comes, I'm going to get some giant piece of carpet I can throw over the house. Like a big piece of carpet. Just roll it out over the house like that. And just leave that up there. And just leave it there, actually. Don't even bother taking it down. Leave it. That'll fix it. But now, sensible people like John Cranfor is going, I'm going to put a metal one on. Now, he might have to spend a bit of money, but now he doesn't have to do it again. He's finished. He's done. Do you know what's going to happen? His flipping house insurance is going to go, because they know he's not going to get a new roof. Makes sense to me. I would do that. I was ridiculous. Oh, anyway. Let's have a look. Passed out. Get now is very humid over there. Another, nearly passed out. Yes, it's bloody hot, mate. Sounds like you need some ASTI solar. I've got solar panels in England. But yeah. Yes, you're right. ASTI solar on the... I'll have it work. I know a man. I'm going to call up Paul Wally and say, could you sort the roof out? Slate is best. That's what I've got. I've got like really thick slate like that. It's like stone. My roof in England is like a stone roof. Anyway, I'm going to email Paul. There you go. For me, a personal home is a liability as it does not generate any income. In contrast, a house that you rent out or buy for further resale is an asset since it generates money. Who have you been talking to on YouTube? It doesn't always make you money. Talk to Mike. Mike will tell you all about renting houses. People love to say that on YouTube. So many people on YouTube go, like Graham Stepan, meet Kevin. Buy a house, it makes you rich. It can make you rich. It doesn't always go well. Things can go wrong. It's not always a good idea. What about Coronation Street right now? We all know on Coronation Street, the guy has been renting Gemma and, what's his name? Gemma and the gingerhead lad. He works at the kebab shop. Gemma and... Anyway, they've been renting the house for years off this bloke. He's getting rid of it. The bloke's selling it. He said, I don't make any money from the rent. It's a pain in the ass. Chesney, that's it. Gemma and Chesney in Coronation Street. He's getting rid of it. And a lot of people do that. After a while, they go, do you know what? The trouble, it's not worth it. The hassle I get renting it out, council tax going up, rates going up, I just sell it and take the money and stick it in the SNP. Done. Boom. Email, carpet. Right, there we go. Carpet, call Mike. We could put Mike's carpet over the roof. I agree. ASTI is trash. Paul could have used the interview to reveal some good news and pump the price. Bring positive sentiment to the investors. Anita, what Paul did was provide you with the facts. He's a CEO of the company. He's not going to pump the stock. He's not Roaring Kitty. He's not going to make up a lot of crap just to pump the stock and dump it again. People did that by themselves without him doing that. A lot of people pumped the stock and then dumped it. He provided you with information that makes a financial investment. I thought he did a good job, but anyway, he was also struggling as well with sinuses because of the change of climate, and it just went on anyway. No way, Crag. Only thing good about rentals is borrow equity and tax advantages. You need to, says Mike, you need to build a good old British house in Dallas and show them how it's done. Like the castles of England, like Windsor Castle, been there, 10,000 years? It's not been there that long. Once they realize how much stronger it is, you can go into the property business. I know, I can't be doing that. I got a bad back, and I buy real estate. God isn't making any more land and growing population. There's plenty of land in America. People who keep saying there's not enough land haven't traveled the world very much. There's miles and miles and thousands and tens of thousands of land on the earth that has not been inhabited. Go to Australia. Half of Australia, 80% of Australia is outback. Half of Texas is desert. Go to Colorado. Go to Nevada. There's the Midwest of America, Oklahoma, Kansas. You could go hundreds of miles and there's open spaces. There's plenty of land. People who tell you there's no land and there's too many people have no idea. They've never traveled. And let me explain that a little bit. You go to London, you go to Thailand, you go to China, you go to Egypt, Beijing, New York, Sydney. I'm thinking of Moscow. I've been all over the world. And those cities are packed. China, there's bikes everywhere. You get run over by a bike. Amsterdam, you get run over by push bikes. Egypt, you get run over by broken down, rusty taxi drivers, right? All these things. And the reason why they're all in the city, packed in like sardines, is because that's where the business is. That's where the money is. People all assemble in the areas to make money. The countryside, there's nobody there. Anyway, I've got to go. I think Leah's just turned up. I think she's home, and my battery is about to go. I'm on 4%. Thank you ever so much, guys. Love you all a bit. That was fun. We put the world to right. Is the link in the Midwest of America? There are some nice ladies in Moscow. There probably are. There probably are. Couldn't possibly comment on that. There's millions of acres here in Texas. Yes, loads of land everywhere. Don't let anyone tell you there's no land and stuff like that. I nearly bought a house once in Kansas for about 1/10 of the price as it is here, and about 1/1,000,000th of the price as it was in London. I've got to go. Thanks a lot. See you back on Monday, and join Sensei on Sunday for the show. Ta-ra. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later.